32 Celsius, 36 Fahrenheit. These days it's been less than zero, less than 32 Fahrenheit overnight, every day. That's why the pond is still frozen like this. Although oddly, that area down there doesn't seem to be much frozen. I don't know if you can see it in the shot. Weird. Anyway, today I took the deer to a butcher. I called a local butcher. Well, not that they're local to me, but Paul Mateer, I think their name was, because it says right on their website that they butcher deer. So I called them up and said I wanted to bring a deer by, and they said, "We're not doing deer this year. We're too busy." I thought, "Oh, you're too busy to do deer. Wow. I guess that's good for you." Anyway, they gave me a number for another guy. His name is John, and I don't know why on the phone call I thought she indicated that he was a local guy, but he lives in Tamworth, and that's a better part of an hour from here. But whatever. I mean, it's gonna get butchered. I think part of the reason why regular butchers don't like to butcher deer is that they've got to swap over their operations. If they're doing beef, then they got to stop doing beef, wash down the whole area, wash all their stuff, which they should be doing anyway, right? Anyway, they've got to switch over to deer and then only do deer, right? And then when they're done doing deer, they switch over again. You know what I mean? I think that's probably the problem, but I don't know for certain. Anyway, John was a little surprised when I showed up with sections of deer and frozen sections of deer that were previously skinned, but he was okay with it. And stupidly, I was going to stop at Subway, which I did. So I had a Dr. Pepper with me. I thought, okay, good way to keep it cold. Right in with the deer. Totally forgot it. I got to text him and say, hold on to my Dr. Pepper. You don't want to be buying Dr. Pepper at Subway. Even the convenience store right beside. Small bottles of Dr. Pepper were $3.75. That's just stupid. Not when I can buy a 6-pack, bigger bottles, for whatever they were last time, $3.50. I can buy a 6-pack of those bigger bottles for cheaper than one of those small bottles. Unreal. Now that $3.50 was on sale, but I think the regular $4.50 or something. It's crazy. Anyway, I also took the dogs to the vet. Willow's eyesight is getting so bad. She's 85% blind now, maybe even 90%. At night when I take her out, I got to watch her very carefully while she does her business, and I have to wait and make sure she follows me. Today on our way out to the road, she was mostly okay. She has a good sense for where the trail is, but there was one time where she got off the trail, and she didn't want to come back to the ATV. She wants to get back to the trail ahead of me, right? So she was heading in a direction where she thought the trail was, but she couldn't tell what direction the ATV was going in either. So she was going off in the wrong direction. I had to keep calling her, and she'd pick a new direction, and I was trying to get her to come to me. She didn't want to do that, right? Eventually she did get to me, and then she found the trail and she went off. But I don't know what to do with her. I really don't know what to do. I mean, I can't. A blind dog can't live in an environment like this, right? Out like this. A blind dog needs a setup, right, where your house is very carefully organized. And she does fine inside the cabin, but once outside, I mean, you need a dog run essentially, right? A fenced off dog run where she knows the perimeter. She knows this. I can't do that here. I can't do that here, and the ground's not smooth at all. I don't know how many times today she just run along and splash into some water, and she can't see the ground very well. She doesn't know what she's about to step on. I don't know what to do. Anyway, we've had quite a bit of rain, so I want to go end this monologue. I want to end this monologue and go check out the well situation. See if there's any water out there. I have not attached the barrels together yet. I will talk about why. It's funny this time of year when there's no animal sounds. No birds. No peepers, no Nothing. The odd raven will fly by and squawk. Hear that? That was a bird. Oh, I see him now. He's over there listening to me going, "Fuck you." That's what I'm pretty sure that's what it sounded like. Anyway, let's go see the well. Haven't lost that ice yet. Anyway, I've been putting off dealing with this. Oh yeah. Okay, hold on, let me take it back a little bit. Here's why I don't think there's any water in the well. This little area is dry, and it's kind of a little stream that runs down here from a swampy area up above. And generally, if this area is dry, then there's no groundwater. Yeah, she's dry. So this winter might be going back to hauling water from town. That's all I got. That's unfortunate. I've been putting off attaching the blue part down here. If only I had a way to just put weight on it. But I don't. I put a cover on it, and it's like, if this was, I mean, this is weight in itself, but I take it off, right? Now and then. But the reason I've been not doing this is because I'm afraid to put holes in the barrel. Both barrels. I just don't want to do it. Anyway, I'm not doing it today either. And it looks like it might not be good over the winter anyway. So what do I know? There's a tree over here. I want to. Here, let me show you a tree. Here's some trees I haven't processed yet. This thing, getting a little weathered out here. Big tree right here. Looks like there's two, but it's really from over there. This is in the back of my brain as good firewood. Nice and big, huh? That's one of the biggest I've seen around here. Maples. Right, it's a maple tree. Yeah, easy to get to. Just pull the ATV and the trailer right up here. Cut away and try not to let the rounds tumble into the water. Maybe once the pond is a little more frozen, I can walk on it. Then they can tumble down and I can take care of them. Yeah, willows inside. Yep. Actually, I guess there is a way I can put some weight on there. Just thinking about it. I could put a strap around the barrel. Shit, Russell. Okay. A strap like that, a ratchet strap around the barrel. And then just hang heavy things from it, like bricks. So it would hang around on the strap that's around the barrel. I could easily get 30, 40 pounds on there, depending on whatever it is I hang from there. Big chunks of metal. You can see what the Wizard has that'll just kind of hang on the strap, and maybe that's all I need. What do you guys think? Just so strap all the way around, pulled tight, crank tight, and then just things that are hanging on the strap. And I'll weigh that down. Always. And that way I don't have to worry about... yeah, it won't be in the way of pumping water out, or won't be in the way of the lid. Because I was trying to think of something to put on top. But I need, as I said, I need to remove the lid every now and then. I think that's a pretty good idea. What do you guys think? Let me know. Comment section, let me know. Okay. I'm gonna head back to the cabin. It's Tuesday, and it's a gorgeous day. Not a cloud in the sky. Very nice. We're gonna get some good solar today. I was gonna go to town today, but I thought, well, I'm picking the deer meat up on Thursday. Why don't I just do everything then? Save me a lot of travel time, I think. So I'm just processing firewood because it needs to be done. I'm not gonna show myself processing it because I just did that. And I know some people think it's therapeutic to watch me do it, but I don't think enough people think it's therapeutic. Anyway, I wanted to show you something because I got a comment under, well, I got a couple of comments under two videos ago saying how, you know, we cut our firewood 2 years in advance and we stack it, and, you know, even 6 months isn't enough. And Russell, you're an idiot because, you know, you left your firewood to the last minute and it's not going to be dry and blah, 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 blah. But the reality is, I mean, look at what I'm processing here. Well, this bark would be peeling off if it wasn't frozen right now. It was cold overnight, right? Like, yeah, typical stuff. Birch, on the other hand, it doesn't like to lose its bark very well, but that stuff, I've already burned some of this stuff right from here. And excuse me. Jesus, dog. But I wanted to show you some of the other stuff, like, you know, this is the kind of stuff I'm splitting right now to go in the pile, right? This is what it's splitting into. That's perfectly dry, right? Little burn, like, right now. No question. One thing I should have, excuse me, that was loud. One thing I should have done before it froze out here is to dig out all this crap under here. My wood splitter is sinking into a mound of bark. You can see over there versus here. So, yeah, I should have done that. That's one thing I should have done. Yeah, grill me for that. Anyway, I'm just going to be out here. Funny story. No, I'm going to say that one for my wife. You don't get to hear it. Alright, I'm going to get back at it. Check out this motorcycle I spotted. What is it, right? It's tiny, for one. That's what first caught my eye, is how small it is. And then, what the heck's going on? It's so confusing until I read this. It's a power-assisted bicycle. That's so weird. I want to see it driven now. I want to see some guy come out here and drive this away. Evoke. Oh, that's right, yeah. That's where you plug it in. From electric bicycles to off-grid living, I sure live an eclectic life, right? It is 4 Celsius, just under 40 Fahrenheit, 38 Fahrenheit. A bit milder today than it has been the last, been really, really cold the last few days. And of course I screwed up on the tote again, the rainwater tote. I should have emptied it one last time and opened the nozzle and let it drain out, but I didn't. And I just tried to open it earlier and it won't budge. The nozzle won't budge. It's frozen shut. So what I might do for next video, try to get it open. I got one of those buddy heaters, so I might just bring it down here, set it up right in front of the thing, and let it go for, I don't know, 20 minutes, just to see if I can open it up. If not, and I've really screwed it up, then what I'll do is I want to at least fill up my inside water tank one more time from the water that's in there. Like, I don't think the whole thing is frozen. It might be. But what I can do is just drop the hose in the top, like unscrew the cap, poke a hole in the ice, drop the hose through, and then fill up my tank, and then, well, I guess I could use the pump to just straight up empty it, empty the water as I can, and then I could even turn the tote upside down to, I don't know, maybe if we get another mild day, the rest of the ice melts and it empties that way. Don't really want to do that, but I can do that. Actually, let's take a look in the top there. Yeah, okay, hold on, let me adjust here. Okay. Okay. The watering hammer. There's still quite a bit of water in there. There's only half an inch of ice on top. I'm tempted to even grab one of my blue barrels that I was using for gardening, bringing it over here, putting it inside the cabin somewhere here, and filling it up. It's another, 50 gallons. If I could find a spot to do it, I will seriously consider doing that. In fact, it's still light out and I've got time. Yeah. And the trailer's already hooked up to the ATV. Maybe I'll do that. Okay. I know how to drive this thing. Shut up. Okay. Well, we won't take the one with all the holes in it. That seems fair, right? And, which is the cleanest one? Ah, yep, I'm gonna go with this one. Ooh. Just a little dirty. Yeah. Almost time to take the spiderweb stick off. I ran into one of my neighbors, Wolfie, out at the car park. He said he didn't get a deer either this year. I haven't heard of anybody who did, actually, in this area. So he's going to try bow hunting. Seems I'm like the lucky one. Why don't I try this right now? tiny bit left in there. Weird thing about propane tanks, if you're screwing into the inner part, if you're screwing into the outer part, it's clockwise like normal, but if you're screwing into the inner part, it's counterclockwise. It's the only thing I know of that's like that. Too empty. Oh. Oh. Smelled some gas there, though. You see this? This is the tank that was plugged into my generator. I don't know why that took so long. Ah, it's going now. Can you see the flame at the bottom? It's got a... Oh! I turned it off. So we're gonna go to low here. Alright. Some pretty decent heat coming off there. Can you see it light up? No? Can you see it light up? So. Yeah. I'm gonna let that go for about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes. And then we'll come check it. Be careful not to touch the handle of the spigot since it's right there. I don't know if yeah, it'd be nice to like encase it all in something to reflect the heat. But no, we'll just try that. I spent a few minutes giving it a bit of a wash down. We'll take it inside. I'm not going to wash it too much because I have a wonderful filtering system. Splash me. take it inside and see if we can find a home for it. I don't have a great spot for this. This is not a terrible spot. The only thing is, the stairs come down right here. Oh, are you kidding me? There's like a millimeter there. If I pull down with the rope, it doesn't touch. But if I pull up here where I usually pull up, it's there. It just skins it. That's just a little bit of play in the stairs. Well, it's not a great spot, but it is a spot. And that's, you know, it's more than 2 weeks worth of water right there. It's 50 gallons. That's like 2.5 if I stretch it 3 weeks. Plus another 2 weeks of water that it's going to go in the tank. It's totally worth it. Can the floor handle it? Well, it's 50 gallons times blah blah blah, 400 pounds. Sure, why couldn't it? I built this cabin on posts of concrete just for this sort of thing. And underneath that, bedrock. Canadian Shield, man. I think it can hold 400 pounds. Alright, I'm gonna go check on the buddy. So it shut off on me. I think I think it's got a level sensor in it, and it was not level at all. So I put a brick underneath one side. Yeah, getting some good heat in there. I don't know how long it'll take. I mean, it's thick plastic. I'll give it some time. Okay, well, while it's doing that, I might as well start pumping water out of the top. Really, I only need to open this lever so I can empty it. Fortunately, this hose isn't long enough. Or is it? Not quite. So I gotta uninstall the pump that I've screwed in under here. Oh, and I need a longer thing. Okay. Oh shoot. Oh, I dribbled a little bit of water in the over the buddy. I had to bring this pump in anyway, so yep, okay. I hear a very specific lack of water running. Well, I recorded some clips of getting everything to work, and I forgot to turn the audio on. So, it was a real shit show. Today was just a real shit show. This whole thing, shit show. there was ice everywhere. Ice in the line, the hoses, the ice probably in the pump. I don't know. There was an inline filter outside that burst open because of the pressure and because of the ice. So I had to bring everything inside. And I'm in here with hoses that don't want to bend into circles, like so I can roll them up. And I had them lying out here. One was on the spool, so that was okay. I took it over by the wood stove to warm it up. And I had brought the pump in and everything, just to warm it all up so that the ice would melt so that we could pump. And I pumped for more than an hour. Because I guess there was still some ice in the lines, right? So I did fill up the water tank. And I did fill up the barrel. Here's a little B-roll that did work. So water was going in very slowly. And I put a plastic bag over it and taped it as well, just to keep the dust out. And yeah, what a shit show. And then again, I had to bring everything inside. Everything. I just jammed it all into the shower. The spool was okay. I just sit it there, but the hose that was out here, like, I was hulking out and stuff. Anyway, happy to get that done. That's like a month's worth of water. That's more than a month's worth of water. 40 gallons over there, 50 gallons here. It's a month and a bit. Month and a week, maybe. If I can stretch it. And anyway. Thanks for hanging out with me through my trials and tribulations. I gotta learn more about that electric bike. I should have looked a little closer, because if it's a bicycle, it has pedals, right? So you can pedal it? That would look so weird, because it looks like a sport bike and yet you're pedaling. Anyway. That's going to be it for this video. Thanks for hanging out with me. I am currently I'm editing this video right now, and I'm live streaming it to members only. If you want to hang out with us sometimes on Thursday nights when I'm live streaming my video edits, you got to be a member. Until then, be soup.